Hello, friends. This is Sister Zeph, and I'm feeling very honored because I'm going to introduce you to the most brave girl of America today, Malee Kenworthy. Malee, please tell us something about you and your work.
Well, I am the president and founder of Support Education Worldwide and the development director for Zephaniah Free Education and Women's Empowerment Foundation. And for SO, we help grassroots leaders like yourself in underdeveloped countries or places where women and girls have historically been denied access to education and opportunities. So that's what I'm working on right now.
This is really amazing because I am a witness of the great work you are doing. I just want to know what inspired you to do what you do.
Well, ever since I was really young, a young girl, I have always been fascinated by all the cultures of the world and helping women in underdeveloped countries. I've always had a really huge passion in my heart for, women and even just the vulnerable, like in these places that are denied access to education and opportunities. But I never knew that I could make a difference.
Okay, and during you are working since 4 years with Zeph Education, and you are spreading awareness on women's rights, children's rights, and girls' rights. And what do you think you have accomplished in those 4 years?
Well, I've accomplished more than I could have ever imagined. I mean, before I met you, I didn't know how I could make a difference. And, not only have I been to Pakistan twice by myself, with you and I collaborating, I helped you bring your school to another level. And when I met you, like, you had a building, but it didn't have a roof or a second story or a proper bathroom or electricity. So I helped you build that up, with the help of like crowdfunding and awareness campaigns. And now, 3 years later, you've expanded so much through our efforts that I had to start my own US-based nonprofit.
And you are now, when you have started your own US-based nonprofit, you have started helping other women who are working on grassroots level, but they don't have sources. Would you please tell us something about your other projects?
Well, right now we're just a baby organization, but I've started to help a woman in Cambodia. Her name is Tracy Sedler, and she's an American like me, and I deeply admire her and look up to her. She gave up her life in America to help children in Cambodia, and not only has she built her own primary school, but she bought the land, and she's just been helping these children so much. And I want to continue to help empower grassroots leaders. So that's what I'm doing right now. So
wonderful. Here I want to ask you a question. In 2016, when you decided to visit Pakistan first time, there was a big suicide bomb attack on Christians on Easter, and more than 70 people were died, women, children, and men, and more than 340 people were badly injured. And the second day you were to fly to Pakistan, and I and your family and my family were so much concerned, and we were requesting you not to come yet, but still you decided to come. Yeah. How did you get that courage to visit Pakistan even after that?
I know. How did I get the courage? Well, I always listen to my heart and follow my heart. And maybe that's why I've always felt like I never really fit into society. And I don't like to live in my comfort zone. And it's not just that. I felt like it was the right thing to do, even though everyone was afraid. I don't like to come from a place of fear. I like to come from a place of love. And if I would have had a heavy feeling, I would have never came. But I just felt like it was the right thing to do, so I did it. You know.
And then you spent 3 weeks here, although it was absolutely a different culture for you. And I had very strict laws for you to follow.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you would have to stay inside the room and for the security concerns.
Yeah.
How did you deal all that?
Well, I mean, both times I was there, I admit, like, towards the end, I got really frustrated because as a young, independent American woman, I basically do whatever I want, whenever I want. But, like, on another, in another aspect, I absolutely love going into, like, a different world, because Pakistan or Asia is like a different world compared to the West. But I really enjoy immersing myself in a different experience. Like, even if it takes away some of my freedoms, that's a part of the experience, And look at the women over there. Like, there's some women, I'm sorry, that was a car outside. There are many women that have to experience that every day. And so I think it was good for me to experience that, because now I understand more, like, what they go through.
And each time you spent 3 weeks with us, and we did so many activities. You taught art to the girls, you taught them self-defense techniques, and you were interviewed here by Changemakers of Pakistan with me. That was so amazing.
Yeah.
And I want to know about your future plans, and where do you see sport education worldwide, your organization, in coming years?
Well, I want to continue to reach out to grassroots leaders that are working in education around the world and raising awareness for that, because, like, education and child labor, human trafficking, sex trafficking, that all goes together. And it's like these, the poor families of the world, sometimes they're preyed upon by these people that are involved with these trafficking, because they're in a very vulnerable position, and sometimes they feel that they have no choice other than to, like, they don't sell their children. In a way they do, but it's more complicated than that. And by providing, like, free education to the most vulnerable groups of the world, you're helping eradicate human trafficking and sex trafficking. And so it's much bigger than just education. And that's what I want to keep working on.
Wonderful. And what message would you like to give to the world at the end, and how they can reach out to you to support you?
Well, I just want to say that I understand that there are millions of problems in this world, and we have to focus on solutions. And I know it can get overwhelming, and I never thought that I could make a difference until I met you. And I always thought that I had to have a lot of money, and that I had to know a lot of people in order to help. And so I never did anything. But the truth is that every human being has their own strengths and talents. And think about how you can use those strengths and talents to help wherever you can. Like, it doesn't have to just be money. Like, of course, money is important, but at the end of the day, the world needs more than just money.
Thank you very much. It was so beautiful to talk to you, and I'm sure now people will know more about you, and they will follow your journey, because you are doing a most important work. And I must admit that I could not reach on this level where we are today because of your dedication, and because of your support, and because of all your love. And thank you very much.